A very good evening to you and welcome to Atn Politics right here on Atlantic Television Network. Atn Politics is the network's flagship program that discusses core political trends with relevant political stakeholders. Today on Atn Politics, we'll be discussing core issues from different political landscapes. We'll take a look at Osun local government election, waste of taxpayers' money, says Onyitiloye. On Delta North, court prayed to declare senatorial seat vacant. We take a look at Taraba State. APC set to unseat PDP in 2027. Annulled election, Kalu demands recognition of Abiola as former president. Remember, we are open for adverts, placements, news and events coverage, personality, society and political interviews, products, service promotion and commercials. You can connect with us on all our ATN socials, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, X formerly Twitter, Atlantic TV Net. Watch us live on our website, www.atlanticnetwork.tv. We'll go on a short break. When we return, we'll introduce a guest and dive right into the stories. To stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. To begin the show properly, joining us right here on ATN Politics. He's joining us virtually, I beg your pardon. He is Mekini Fineface Amadi. He's a public affairs analyst. Good evening, Mekini Fineface Amadi, if you can hear me. Good evening to you.
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
Welcome to the show. All right, I will delve into our stories for today. All Progressives Congress APC Katsina, Mr. Olatunbosun Oyintiloye, a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress APC in Osun, has described Saturday's local government elections in the state as a mere waste of taxpayers' money. Oyintiloye, a member of defunct APC Presidential Campaign Council (PCC), made the remark while speaking with newsmen on Tuesday in Osogbo. He noted that since the Court of Appeal Akure, in its judgment, reinstated the APC local government chairman and councillors, the conduct of another election was illegal and exercised in futility. The APC chieftain said that the appropriate time, the APC chieftain said that at the appropriate time, the state government would be asked to account for the money wasted on the election. He, however, appealed to the federal government to release the monthly local government allocation to the reinstated chairman. Oyintiloye said that the allocation would allow the chairman to fast-track development at the grassroots, which he claimed had been neglected since their purported sack in 2022. He said that since the chairman had lost considerable time, with less than 9 months left to end their tenure, the timely release of the allocation would enable them to embark on developmental projects at the grassroots. Oyintiloye, a former lawmaker, also commended the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Igbetokun, for displaying a high level of professionalism in handling security issues and abuse of power in the state. Well, Mr. Fineface, I would like to get your thought as regards to this. We have Oyintiloye here saying that the local government election that was conducted on Saturday at Osun State was a waste of time and resources. I'd like to get your take as regards to this story.
Okay, thank you. You know, in Nigeria, this has always been the story. Where it does not favor you, it becomes a waste of taxpayers' money. But where it favors you, it's legitimate and it's good or fine. That's just how it is in Nigeria. Why would anybody wake up to say an election that was conducted by the state governor and by the body that is saddled with the responsibility of conducting an election to be a waste of time and waste of taxpayers' money? To me, it's unreasonable. First of all, there is a court judgment that gave the go-ahead for that election. What does an APC chieftain expect the governor to do? To listen to the AGF advice and list that is already in the part of the APC? To me, I don't see anything good that the APC, the chieftain, or any follower of the APC would want to say about anything that is against them as a party. So that's all I can say.
Okay, again, throughout last week, starting from Monday last week up to when they had the election, there have been issues of violence and crisis before the election on Saturday. Again, there were tensions. There were also allegations that there will be some kind of election malpractice in Osun State on Saturday, and there will be some sort of violence there. But then we witnessed the election, the local government election. It went freely. There was no any issue of crisis and all of that, and then the election was successful. Again, I would want to get your take on this. Do you think that the conduct of that election, that Saturday's election, is apt? Can you hear me?
To understand that
okay.
Pre-election violence is a norm in our political system. There is no government that has come, or a government that has gone, that you will not hear one or two violence, pocket of violence here and there before the election and even on the day of the election. So whether there is violence or there is no violence, it does not determine the success of the election. That election is a success from what we saw, what we watched, and what we heard from the news platforms. I am in Rivers State, so I can't tell. I am not in Osun to know the facts. But the fact I can tell is what we have heard on the radio, what we have heard on the television, and what we've seen on the social media. That election is a success, as long as I'm concerned. From the information that came out, it was a success. Pre-election violence is a normal thing in Nigeria. It's a normal thing. People misconduct themselves even before the election. On the day of the election, you see people misconduct themselves with their act of violence. So it's a normal thing that it doesn't that there is pre-election violence. It does not justify or means that the election was not successful. That election was successful, so long as I'm concerned. It is left for the parties who participated in the election to go to court and prove to the court and prove to the world that such election was not successful by reason of several reasons that they can adduce to the court, and that will prompt the court to give judgment in their favor as to annulment of to annul the election. So long as I'm concerned, that election is a success. Word for themselves, make unnecessary noises on the media, create problems for the people or for the less privileged.
All right, so before
that's all I can say. Yeah.
Okay, so before I move on to the next story, looking at these 33 people who emerged, local government chairmen in Osun State, what would be your advice for them as they have, emerged victorious as the local government chairmen in Osun State? What would you advise as an analyst?
Okay, my advice to the chairman who emerged in the last Saturday election is that they should look beyond party sentiments. They should look beyond distractions. They should look beyond, yes, distractions, properly said. They should understand that the office they occupy is a public office. It is for everybody, whether you're in party A, you're in party B, or party D. They should look beyond that. They should cater for everybody. They should reach out to everybody. They should carry out their responsibility irrespective of what the oppositions or yes, the oppositions would do, irrespective of the distractions the oppositions would want to come up with. They should focus on what they are elected for.
All right. Moving on, we take a look at Delta North Senatorial District. The Federal High Court in Abuja has been called upon to declare the Delta North Senatorial seat vacant after the defection of Senator Ned Nwoko to the All Progressives Congress APC. In a suit marked FCH ABJCS 325-2025, the court was also asked to direct the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to conduct a by-election in the Delta North Senatorial District within 60 days of the judgment in the matter. Senator Nwoko's constituent and member of the People's Democratic Party, Mavis Osai, approached the court to seek the order. Also joined as defendants in the suit are the INEC, PDP, and the Senate. The plaintiff, through his counsel, Mr. John Mary Jidobi, asked the court to determine whether, upon an intimate reading and complete understanding of Section 68, subsection 1G of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and especially in view of the decision of the Nigerian Supreme Court in Abegundu v. Ondo State House of Assembly, Part 1461, page 314, the first defendant who defected to the All Progressives Congress APC from the People's Democratic Party, on which platform he was elected member of the Federal Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and where there was no faction as at time of his defection, ought not to have his seat in the Senate declared vacant by his honorable court. Upon the determination of the question by the court, he prayed, among other reliefs, for an order of his honorable court directing the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, the second defendant, to conduct a by-election into the Delta North Senatorial District of the Nigerian Senate within 60 days from the date of the delivery of judgment herein, as well as an order mandating the fourth defendant, Senate, to immediately give effect to the judgment of his honorable court. In a 5-paragraph affidavit deposed to by one Ibrahim Isa, the plaintiff told the courts that Senator Nwoko had on January 30 resigned from the PDP, which was the political party on whose platform he was elected to occupy the Delta North Senatorial seat till 2027. Well, according to the plaintiff, who told the courts that he is from Oshimili North local government area in Delta North Senatorial District, Nwoko's continued stay in office after his defection would amount to a gross violation of the Constitution. Well, Mr. Fineface, if you can hear me, this is there's so many people who have called for the PDP rather have called for the declaration of the Delta North Senatorial District vacant as regards Ned Nwoko's defection from the PDP to the APC, that even when he has defected to the APC, he still occupies that seat, and that they are praying that the Supreme Court seats vacant. Well, what's your take on this?
Okay, you see this, Mr. Peter, you see this matter, I want to decline to make a speech in respect to this matter, because this matter is already before the court. It won't be appropriate for me to say anything in respect to it. However, let me just say something and then we move on.
All right.
I think the PDP made the step, or the step they took so far was in respect to section 68(1)(g) that says that member of the Senate that leaves the party, I mean the camp, the party, when there is no division, no issue, no crisis in the party, stand leaving his
seats vacant.
So I think this is the ground by which the PDP brought this action. But I would not want to say anything more beyond it, so that I don't delve into issues that will so I don't say begin to talk about issues before the court. So that's so far I can say. Again, well, in their claims, the PDP asking the court to order the defendant to refund all the he has benefited since January. I think he decamped on the 30th of January. So if there is anything, let me assume without considering, let me leave this issue, please.
All right, I'll just agree with you not to talk more on that. Let's move on to a next story. We'll take a look at APC now. The major stakeholders of the All Progressives Congress, APC, in Taraba State on Sunday met and resolved to set aside all their differences to form a more formidable opposition to unseat the People's Democratic Party (PDP) government led by Governor Abu Kefas in the 2027 general elections. Former Nigerian ambassador to the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, Alhaji Hassan Ardo Jika, told journalists that the meeting was the most fruitful ever since the fallout of the APC governorship primaries election in 2022. Jika, who hosted the meeting at his Wuse residence in FCT, said that the party has been silent in the midst of bad governance in Taraba State because the APC members were aggrieved among themselves. He, however, said that with the renewed enthusiasm of party stakeholders at the meeting to work as a team, APC is now strategically positioned not just to give a united opposition voice, but to present the people of the state with a strong option in the coming 2027 elections. I can confirm to you that the APC in Taraba is finally on the right track. We held a mega meeting this evening with a national official amongst us, and the outcome is quite cheering. All stakeholders have resolved to work together to forgive one another and forget old grievances. The party's spokesman in the state, Mr. Aaron Atimas, told a correspondent that this is just one meeting in a series of meetings that have been held in the aftermath of last primaries of the party. It has been quite challenging bringing the people together to present a common front, but now we have been able to achieve that. Well, Mr. Fineface, if you can hear me, here is Taraba State APC saying that they want to come together to form a formidable party in order to make sure that they overthrow the governor of Taraba State, Abu Kefas, come 2027. They overtake power in 2027. What would you make of this? Do you see any possibility of this happening come 2027 as regards APC? Let me get your take on that, if you can hear me.
You see, when a party wants to win, these are the steps to take.
All right.
What the APC Taraba State has done is, to me, it's very welcoming. When it comes to, I don't know why we buy the idea of when it does not suit us, when we didn't get it our way, when it didn't come the way we expect it, we should pull down this party and ensure that nobody benefits, because we didn't benefit. You see, the aggrieved parties in APC of Taraba branch, what they did is what every reasonable individual that wants to unseat a sitting governor should. It's one would say the chances of them unseating the sitting government is there. They have 50% chances of unseating the government because they are one force now. They are bonded like the broom that they use as their representative sign or symbols. So, when you use a single broom to sweep, it doesn't sweep effectively. But when they are bonded in a bundle, in a very large quantity, they can clean the ground very well. So that is what it is. They pulling their forces together. The possibility of them unseating the incumbent government is there, and I commend them for that action. And I also admonish every politician to imbibe this attitude, this display that the APC Taraba did, shading their grievances for the general good of the party. If politicians will always understand that it is all about the party and not individual, then things will go well and things will go right in Nigeria. I commend them.
Yeah. All right. So you and I knows that it's not always easy for another party to unseat the ruling party, most especially when the party is very active in ruling. So in Taraba State, in the case of Taraba State, again, I'm still wondering the possibility of APC, no matter how strong they may be, but then looking at the people there, the party they are contending with, which is the ruling party, I'm still wondering how possible that would be for them to unseat the ruling party. I'd also like to get your take on this one as well.
Okay, the possibility for the APC to unseat the existing or incumbent government is there. The possibility is there. It has happened before. Former President Muhammadu Buhari unseated former President Jonathan. So the possibility is there. If they can boil as a force, if they can be bonded like the broom they use as their what they call it, their logo, they can unseat the PDP or whatever government in the states. So I think the possibility is there. The most important thing is that let them come together first. Now they have come together. So the next step is to begin to adopt strategies to unseat the ruling government or the ruling party. So to me, I feel that the possibility is there. First thing, they have done that. Next thing, which is coming together and shedding their grievances. The next thing now is adopting strategies to unseat the government and take over the hands of the state.
All right. Again, do you also think that after maybe probably looking at this story, looking at what they are saying in APC, what the APC are saying or are preparing to do, what if the PDP braces up their power or their party for 2027? Is there any possibility again, because I'm still trying to get that, is there any possibility again for them to unseat the ruling party? What if, that is if they braces up?
Please, I didn't get you. Can you come back again?
Okay, so I was saying that what if after the PDP might have heard what the APC are saying now and then go in their party, sit back, bring on all hands on deck and then, team up and re-strategize for 2027, would there be any possibility again for the APC to unseat the PDP in power come 2027? That is, if the PDP re-strategize before or on during 2027 election.
You see, this is why I love politics, because it's the game of strategy. It is a game of strategy. If the PDP decides to come back and to burn like the APC have done, then it becomes, because politics is about a game of number, it becomes a game of who is more wins it, and whose strategy works better takes the day. Do you understand? Who makes the right strategy, who makes the right step, who takes the right step, and who takes the right decision. So this is what it is. So if PDP comes back, realize themselves and see that the APC has come together and decide to come together, then also it becomes even a tougher fight for the APC
All
to
right.
take over the center, and that makes the election interesting.
Okay, so quickly, let's take a look at our last story now. This has to do with Babangida. Senator Orji Uzo Kalu has called in former military president Ibrahim Babangida, IBB, to reveal the full details behind the annulment of the June 12, 1993 presidential election, urging him to disclose those responsible for preventing its declaration. The former governor of Abia State also urged President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to recognize the winner of the annulled election, MKO Abiola, full recognition as ex-president. While speaking of governance, economic reforms, and national development, Kalu took a strong stance on its historical and political matters, particularly the role of the military in Nigeria's democratic evolution. Kalu expressed his anticipation for the second volume of Babangida's memoir, stating that the first edition failed to reveal all the realities behind the annulled election. He agreed with the assertion that Moshood Abiola won that election, adding that there is no doubt about it. He said he insisted that since Abiola won the election, his image should be placed among Nigeria's past presidents. I commend former President Buhari for giving Abiola a post-human honor, but I would also appeal to President Tinubu to officially recognize him and place his image where it belongs. This would help bring healing to his family and the nation, he added. On the 1966 bloody coup, he defended the Igbo race against the erroneous belief that they masterminded it. The coup in question was not an Igbo coup, it was a Nigerian coup executed by the military. Kalu defended the sitting's administration's reform process, urging Nigerians to remain patient despite economic hardships. Well, it's quite a long read. Fine Face is quite a long read, but I like to cut it short there. We've heard this. This has been making the rounds on social media, and a lot of people have been talking about it. Well, here is Kalu demanding that Moshood Abiola's should be recognized as a former president. What's your take on this quickly? We do not have time again. Just a minute, so you can wrap it up.
All right. I have had this conversation with several friends, and I have always taken an adverse position from what Kalu has said. If he's saying he should be recognized as ex-president, I ask my friends a question. A president-elect, is he a president? If a president-elect can only be addressed a president on taking an oath of office by way of what they call it, inauguration, that makes him a president and begin to act or begin to sign certain documents or begin to act fully as a president, then what that means is that MK Abiola is just a president-elect. We all knew this fact. Everybody knew that MKO Abiola won that election. But the question is, was this sworn into office? Did he take the oath of office? Did he take the oath of office as a president to begin to rule Nigeria? If he did not do that, why would he be called an ex-president?
Well, those are pertinent questions. I would like to, discuss this on subsequently this week on our shows. Thank you so much, making me Fine Face and Madi, for that in-depth analysis and also your insights. We do appreciate it. We will look forward to having you next time on our show. Well, this is where we wrap it up on Atn Politics today. Remember, we are open for adverts, placements, news and events coverage, personality, society, and political interviews, product, service promotion, and commercials. You can connect with us on all our Atn socials, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, X, formerly Twitter, Atlantic TV Net. Watch us live on our website, www.atlanticnetwork.tv. Remember, peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thank you so much for watching. I am Victor Peter.